No, I mean, Will and I think Will's calmed down about it now and actually admitted to me the other day that he might have had something to do with it. It must have been a moment of weakness, but yeah, I'm trying to even remember what happened. And the race was the side-by-side restarts was a bit of jumbling up. I think I was leading it at one point. My guys made a good call on the strategy. We radioed in and said, guys, we're catching traffic quick here. If we can pit, let's do it. And they radioed, and we jumped, leapfrogged the guys, got in the lead. And something happened, and I got shuffled back on a restart. So I was coming back through, and Will wasn't that quick at that point in the race. So set him up out of one, got a draft, went down into turn 3, and as the rules say, he had to stay over to the left. So he braked really late, and I was able at the end of the braking zone to start getting alongside him. I wasn't all the way alongside, I was maybe halfway alongside. But as we've been doing all day, and other people have been doing all day, we've run through there side by side. He could have stayed on the outside. For some reason, he decided he was coming down to the apex of the corner. And I was on the limit of the adhesion of the tyre, both in terms of side grip, and I couldn't brake anymore to get myself out of it, or I would have just locked up and slid into him. So I was hoping he wasn't going to come any further down. He did. I couldn't get out of it. It was contact, and he spun. So it's one of those things. I should have got further alongside. He knew I was there. He shouldn't have turned in. So we both bear responsibility for that, definitely. And he was a little upset afterwards. But we went on to win the race, and so I was all right with that.
Yeah, Toronto last year was like the typical street course race where the strategy, the tight confines of the racing, and everything just you've got to survive, and you've got to pick that right strategy. Just when you think you know what the results are going to look like, it could all be tossed on its head due to some tricky strategy. So last year was a bit of a demolition derby. There was a lot of crashes, and you really just had to keep your head on the whole time trying to make it through. It was definitely a tough one. I think it's going to be a great show again this year, everybody going down into turn 3.
Well, the goods and bads of Toronto. Well, there's a lot of good. I mean, obviously, home city, home crowd, a lot of friends and family. It's a great track. It's a really well-run event. The downside of it is there's a lot of friends, a lot of family. So it's the toughest race of the year probably for me from start to finish. If you think from the Monday before to the Monday after. But I mean, I love going to Toronto. There's no greater high than getting to drive in front of your hometown, and that's where I sort of fell in love with IndyCar racing, was watching that race growing up.